Chicago is seen over Millennium Park. We've got a capacity crowd here at the United Center. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves and Chicago. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. I'm Kevin Harlan. And it's going to be the Bulls off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Rubio and Martin manning the backcourt. Wiggins is out there with Young. And it's Pekovic in at the 5. That is good.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, that's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
Well, something of a bounce-back season for Pau Gasol in 2013-14, Steve, with better health and a return to playing in the middle more often.
Yeah, you know, he dealt with a few nagging injuries, Kevin, but scored better, rebounded better. Nice to see him show that he's really still an elite big after struggling a couple seasons ago.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Outside Rose. Noah with a screen for Rose. It's tipped. Clock at 6. Butler against Martin. Shot's good by Butler.
And for Powell, with an expiring contract, trade rumors swirled all season long. That's nothing new for him. We've been hearing them for years.
Now here's Rubio. Feeds it to Martin. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound.
And Powell last season making $20 million a year. Hard for the Lakers to trade him when they wanted cap space. In the end, he found a new home and a new start in free agency.
Now here's Gasol. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it. Well, for Ricky Rubio, it seems there's been a little disappointment in his development. Much better with him on the floor. His overall impact on the game, still undervalued, but clearly impactful.
And he can't hit the second. Well, Steve, you talk about that stat for Rubio. The Timberwolves were almost 13 points per 100 possessions better with him on the floor.
Yeah, between his passing and his defense, he's a difference maker, Kevin. I know his shooting percentages haven't been great over the course of his career, but they're getting better. And Rubio, there's no doubting that he makes his team better when he's out there.
Now here is Martin. After the miss from Joakim Noah. Back to Martin. Just 5 on the clock. He kicks it to Rubio. No luck. Now Chicago takes it the other way. And Butler, here we go. Back to Rose. Dunleavy kicks to Gasol. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. The Timberwolves trail. The pass to Rubio. And blocked.
Kind of a shaky first few minutes, guys. 5 field goal attempts, only 1 made.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
And you got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Now here's Pekovic from the baseline. That drops. Pekovic has got his second basket of the game. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Rose goes in while they're passing to Gasol. Bulls moving the ball around. Now the feed to Noah. He dishes it to Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Takes the 13-footer. The second chance effort. And it's finished off by Noah as he lays it in.
I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
Well, that's the key to basketball. Get the ball inside into the paint, either with a pass or with penetration.
Now, here's Rubio. In the corner, it's Wiggins. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Wiggins has got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, that was a rugged screw.
Noah with a screen on Rubio. Noah dishes to Butler. In the corner, it's Dunleavy. Outside Rose. Connects in the foul line jumper.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Rubio kicks to Martin. Back to Rubio. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
Chicago trailing here. Outside Rose. Noah with a screen for Rose. And there's the rejection. Wiggins passes to Young. Pekovic with a screen on Rose. And Wiggins gets it to go on the assist by Rubio. Wiggins has got 5 points so far.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
Rose kicks it to Noah. Back to Rose. Young against Butler. Passes to Rose. 6 to shoot. Shot from 12. And he hits the jumper for 2. He has 6.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers. 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. For Minnesota, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first.
Minnesota is in a bit of a difficult spot with their road games. They always have to travel a great distance to get to opposing sites because they're in the Western Conference, and that can take a toll over the course of the season.
I guess you could say those lengthy travel distances for Minnesota took their toll last year because the Timberwolves managed only 16 road wins a season ago.
Well, guys, Minnesota was close to a 500 team last year at 40 and 42. But as you said, struggling on the road kept them, Steve, out of the playoffs.
Well, getting road wins is where Minnesota will have to improve to get back to the postseason.
Now here's Rose. He has 6. Clock at 4. Rebound, Minnesota.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Rubio outside. Left side, Martin. And that one goes long.
An easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Rose with the ball. Now defended by Wiggins. Rose dishes to Butler. Pass to Dunleavy. Kicks to Gasol. Outside Rose. Takes a 3. Pekovic with the rebound. Pekovic has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
And it's Martin missing.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Gasol goes in. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
Now here's Wiggins. 5 points in the game. Rubio the pass to Young. Martin kicks to Young. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Offensive rebound. And he banks in the layups. And the Timberwolves lead by 4.
You gotta love the low post offense. That was beautiful.
The Bulls have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Gasol, a screen on Rubio. Noah with a screen for Rose.
Derrick Rose, born and raised on the south side of Chicago, now playing for his hometown Bulls. He even became a partner and endorser for Chicago's top deep dish pizza chain. He does represent this town.
You talk about Derrick Rose's culinary interest. He's looked to change his diet for the better.
Yeah, he needed to, Kevin, because, he was a big fan of candy when he came into the league. It's kind of his vice. He said he would eat up to 2 pounds of candy in one sitting. I mean, that's just crazy. But he's hired a personal chef. He's eating better. He's taking care of his body. And it's important, obviously, as you get older and you're dealing with injuries.
Catching up on the changes, Forsic comes in for Pau Gasol. McDermott's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Heinrich in for Butler. Good on both.
Derrick Rose has always had an effective floater. It's a must-have shot for any point guard. He said he developed it on the playgrounds of Southside Chicago. You didn't call fouls, so you just had to find a way to get your shot off before the contact.
Now here's Williams. Puts up a 3. Brewer's shot is off. Rose against Williams. Rose kicks to Heinrich. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. It's all knotted up. And Rose working to develop his floater with, Steve, his left hand as well.
Well, you don't see many players who can make a floater with either hand. I mean, something like that with his quickness, that would be impossible to defend.
Here is Barea. And the shot is good. For Chicago, they've gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. To the paint, it's deflected. Brewer with the steal. Here's Bennett, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Yeah, that's right. So you push it. That's the best opportunity for points on the break. This lead, I think, is headed north.
Here's Mirotic following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Back to Rose. Shot clock at 6. The wing jumper off target.
Poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
Bennett kicks to Barea. There's a screen by Williams. Barea with it, working on Rose. And J.J. Barea the bucket on the assist by Jang. Now it's a 6-point Timberwolves lead.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Now here's Rose. 8 points for him. And Anthony Bennett picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Bulls making a switch here. Snell's checked in. .121 left to play in the first quarter. Back to Heinrich. Just 5 to shoot. The 11-footer. And good. He got the English that time as it falls.
Looked like the defense kind of backed off him, and he took advantage.
Timberwolves leading by 4. Minnesota calls timeout.
Kirk Heinrich in his 12th season out of Kansas. Remember covering this guy in college. Still a quality defensive combo guard. At 6'4", tremendous IQ and anticipation really helps him at the defensive end. And he's, I think, a little underrated offensively, too.
.59 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Barea dishes to Jang. Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
Williams inside the line and misses it off the right side of the rim. Bulls trail by 4. 41 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Mirotic sets the screen for Heinrich. No luck. Excellent D there from Williams. Correa, the pass to Brewer. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Bennett kicks to Williams. Over to the wing. Correa with it. Now defended by McDermott. Williams with a clean look. Good, and it's Correa who picks up the assist. Williams has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. 15 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Gibson with the screen on Williams. Here's Mirotic. They get it back. Shot's good by Gibson.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Timberwolves lead by 5. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, what's your take so far in the Timberwolves?
Boy, a ton of threes in that first quarter. This team really lighting it up, guys.
Yeah, it's been an onslaught from downtown.
Minnesota leading by 5. On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. We've got Bennett. Levine is out there with Williams. Then it's Gorgie Day. And it's Brewer in at the 3. Here's Levine. The dish to Brewer. 6 on the shot clock. Williams attacking. Here's Dang. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there. Heinrich with it. Gibson setting a pick for Heinrich. Dishes to Gibson. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
And maybe that'll give this team a little bit of their edge back.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, as you know, Andrew Wiggins was taken as the first overall pick of a talented 2014 class, but should have no problem with the pressure. He's been hyped as the next big thing for quite some time. He said, "I think playing at Kansas really prepares you for this. You're basically treated like a rock star wherever you go. I think that really translates to the NBA." Gentlemen.
Unlimited potential, Doris. Thank you very much. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for McDermott. And then for Minnesota, Young's checked in for Anthony Bennett. And Wiggins is subbed in for Mo Williams. Henrik. He feeds it to Mirotic. Shot from the wing. Can't get it to go.
I'd rather see him just pull straight up. He went for that leaner and seemed to be off balance a bit.
You know that old saying, the more things change, the more things stay the same. That applies to Chicago. Once again, they were incredibly tough at home with their defense.
Just 5 to shoot. And Young, here we go. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Heinrich with it. Butler sets a screen for Heinrich. To the left side wing. Lets it go. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 6 on the bucket for Mirotić. And that tough defense by the Bulls here in Chicago, Steve, helped them to 27 wins in the United Center.
Well, a tough defense can stifle a lot of teams, and the Bulls have that for sure. That's been the strength of their club for a long time, and when you add that to this kind of home court advantage, it's a pretty tough combination to beat.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Yeah, shoddy defense there. Far too slow to react on the closeouts.
Butler sets a screen for Heinrich. Outside Butler. Pass to Mirotić. Fades back. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Young's got his 4th rebound in this one. Brewer with the ball. He's picked up by Heinrich. Now here's Wiggins. Defense right on him. Feeds it to Brewer. Back to Young. Young right side. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gibson. Gasol comes in for Mirotić. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Rose in for Kirk Heinrich. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Minnesota. Martin comes in for Brewer. Outside Rose. Outside Gasol. Left side Gasol. 6 to shoot. Here's Rose. Pekovic with the rebound. Pekovic closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pekovic with the screen for Martin. He kicks to Wiggins. Young up top, defended by Butler. Fires from the line, and he gets it to go. And now it's an 11-point Timberwolves lead.
Well, another open jump shot there. Their defense not putting up much of a fight.
Chicago calls timeout.
There were a lot of hopeful Minnesota fans thinking they had a chance at the playoffs last year early, but injuries and slumps derailed their season.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Flip Saunders was saying to his club. The most important points they can get, he said, are points in transition. He told them to push it, create opportunities on the fast break. He also brought up offensive rebounding as something that should be a priority, saying, quote, "Those are the battles we can and should win." Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Well, it doesn't seem that long ago, but it's been a decade, Clark, a decade since the Wolves were in the playoff situation.
Time moves on, you know that, Kevin. It races by. Hard to believe they were a postseason lock for much of the late 90s and early 2000s.
There's a guy named Kevin Garnett that was there to help that cause.
Yes, sir.
And both free throws good for Dunleavy. Mike Dunleavy, the former number 3 overall pick out of Duke, Steve, back in 2002.
Yeah, he played on that Duke team back in 2001 that won the NCAA championship, played alongside Williams and Boozer. You know, never really became a star, but a quality player over his 12-year NBA career.
Here's Wiggins, and again, Minnesota with the triple.
They've been outstanding from three-point range in this quarter.
Here's Rose. He's got 8. This all setting the pick for Rose. It's off his leg, and it's being called a kickball.
And Mike Dunleavy Jr. is the son of a former NBA player and coach, Mike Sr. Actually, I played against Mike Sr. during his days, and Mike Sr., the dad, was a 6th exposure to his dad's game. Mike Jr. has always had great ball handling skills, even at 6'9".
Now here's Butler. On the mark with the 15-footer. Timberwolves leading by 10.
And for Dunleavy, a really smart help defender, and offensively has become more and more reliable with his three-point shot here in the latter part of his career.
Here's Wiggins. Here's Young. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Minnesota.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
Now here's Butler. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Well, a tough shooting slump for Jimmy Butler last season. Some injuries took him out of rhythm. He was asked to play a bigger role offensively after Luol Deng was traded. Still, he's become one of the premier defensive players in the league.
He misses the free throw. And Jimmy Butler, a fan favorite in Chicago, taken with the 30th pick, Clark, back in 2011. And he really is a tenacious defender.
Yeah, he's a tough-minded, scrappy player. I mean, you hear about his tough upbringing. It's easy to see why he approaches the game with that fearlessness and determination that he plays with.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
In the second quarter, they've had the right approach. Very aggressive, driving, drawing contact, and creating opportunities at the free throw line.
Well, you know, if other things aren't working for you, Steve, getting to the foul line can be a good place to start to turn it around.
Now here's Pekovic. Butler dishes to Gasol. Now here's Rose. 8 points for him. Outside Butler. From the arc. Kevin Martin with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 13. Here's Wiggins. Rose against Rubio. Outside Rose. There's the pass to Gasol. Baseline J on the way. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
Boy, he really used his height there.
He sure did, Steve. I mean, a nice touch on that shot.
Wiggins sets a screen for Rubio. Martin, the pass to Young. There's the feed to Pekovic. The shot will not go. Some solid defense from Gasol. Rose attacking. He dishes it to Dunleavy. Rose kicks to Butler. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Minnesota's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Wiggins kicks to Rubio. Passes it to Young. Left side, Martin. Stolen by Rose. Pass to Gasol. Knocked away. And stolen by Pekovic. Here's Rubio. Here's Wiggins. Pekovic trying to free himself up. And 3 chances on that possession. But they just couldn't find a way to score. And it's Rose penetrating. Hands the 12-footer. Rose has got 10.
They're leaning on that mid-range shot right now. That's 6 of their last 10 points from that area.
Well, they might as well continue to pull up and let it fly.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
Looks like he saw some things out there that needed adjusting and wants to talk it over a little bit with his club.
I don't think you can ever go wrong burning a timeout if you see something you don't like and you need to talk about it.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Berea's checked in. Noah against Pekovic. Martin kicks to Berea. Back to Martin. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Rubio. Rubio missing again.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize.
Check there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Nikola Pekovic.
You know, one thing you have to admire, respect, and appreciate with this Bulls team is they've had some really difficult luck with the injuries to Derrick Rose, but it was a no-excuse team. They never hung their heads. They competed, and they continue to win at a high level.
The Bulls shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And the Bulls, so resilient. A lot of credit has to go to Coach Tom Thibodeau. He gets them to play with tremendous effort every game.
Well, in the front office, too, Kevin. I mean, you think about the late first-round picks that they've turned into Taj Gibson and Jimmy Butler. Very productive two-way players that have held their own when Rose was out.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. Not a lot of people thought, Steve, that Chicago had a chance last year to do much when Derrick Rose went down, but they stuck with it and ended up in the playoffs nonetheless.
And they didn't just make the playoffs. They had home court advantage in the first round as well.
And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. McDermott's checked in for Chicago.
Doug McDermott.
Young sets a screen for Martin. Kicks it to Barea. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Rubio misses.
Unfortunately for the Bulls, home court advantage really didn't do much for them as they dropped their first 2 games at home and were bounced in the first round. Another example of why home court advantage is desired, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything in the playoffs. Matchups drive results.
Now here is Martin, following the miss by Derrick Rose. And Young kicks to Barea. Clock at 6. Young dishes to Barea. Sinks the three-pointer. Barea's got 7.
Well, the Bulls ran into a solid Wizards team and lost in the first round of the playoffs. It looked to me like they might have been worn down. And I think a healthy Bulls team with a little more depth is definitely a threat to go deeper this season.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question, and that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Bulls trail by 11. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Noah with a screen for Rose. At the elbow, it's Noah. Rose with the... It'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Doug McDermott was a high school teammate of Harrison Barnes back in Ames, Iowa. They helped the team win 53 straight games and back-to-back state titles. At the time, Barnes was seen as the surefire NBA prospect, but McDermott became a superstar in his own right, playing for his dad at Creighton.
And he makes the first. And Doug McDermott ended up playing for his father at Creighton. Dad didn't take it easy on him either. And, you know, do you think that Clark prepares him for playing under a demanding coach like Tom Thibodeau?
Without question, Kevin. I mean, you play for a demanding coach in college, then it prepares you for what you're going to face in a coach like Tom Thibodeau, who holds his guys to a high standard of accountability, demands an awful lot out of them in practice and in games. So I think Doug McDermott will be well prepared for what is going to be required as a member of the Bulls.
Now here's Williams. Now the dish to Barea. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Bulls. There's a minute 34 left now here in the second. Right side Rose. Dishes it to McDermott. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 4 assists in the game. Minnesota leading by 7. Here's Williams. He feeds it to Barea. To the wing right side. Here's Bennett. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. The Bulls have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Heinrich against Williams. And Mirotic kicks to Heinrich. And he's good on the 3-ball. And now just a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Williams passes to Brewer. Feeds it to Jang. He kicks it to Williams. Pass to Barea. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from the high post, and they'll keep possession. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I'll tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
This team is never afraid to get physical. I think they enjoy this style of...
And it's the Bulls with the ball, trailing by 4. Williams against Heinrich. Mirotic sets the screen for Heinrich. Shot from free throw range. Another one falls for Chicago. 7 seconds left in the second quarter. Williams for 3. No good.
Good solid defense on the perimeter there, challenging the shot and not fouling.
Even the best shooters can be bothered by his defense.
Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Timberwolves ahead. They lead by a bucket. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.